They sort of cleaned it out. The Army went in and that's where they practiced maneuvers and all kind of stuff. It used to be one of the highest murder rates in the country. And a lot of steals there too.
There you go.
Yeah.
I don't.
5:59.
I'm now.
We got another pen
I'm
somewhere.
trying to see if I can have it again. Get myself out.
All right, it's 6 o'clock. I'll call the meeting to order. I believe we have a quorum. If you'll stand and say the pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. There you go. Call the roll, please.
Alderman Hill,
Here.
Alderman Joyce,
Here.
Alderman Morton,
Here.
Alderman Sedlak,
Here.
Alderman Williams,
Here.
Alderman Falconberry.
Here.
Okay. If you will look at the agenda, I just had a motion to approve the agenda.
Are there any changes?
Not that I know of.
I second.
I have a motion to approve and a second. All in favor, let it be known by saying aye. Any opposition? And approve, the agenda is approved. Approval of the minutes.
I'll make the motion.
Have a motion to approve. I have a second. All in favor, let it be known by saying aye. Any opposition? Minutes are approved. Citizen input. Do we have any citizen input? Citizen input?
No, got any?
You have anything to say?
Yeah, I do. The city park next to me, walking track, which is fine. But I don't think it's a speed track or a drag race track. That's what's been going on Saturday night, sometimes on Friday night. This week it was, Saturday night, Sunday, Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday.
This is, details.
In the city park. They park down each side. Then they've got a couple of trucks and a car and and just then they squeal out on the road. And you can hear them going uptown. And if somebody would come out of their driveway, they'd hit them and kill them.
Did you,
I
mention this to the police?
Yes, I did. They said they had to be there. I said, all right, get up there at a farm center and hide and watch, listen for them. But now it's not right. That's the city part too. It's not right that they should just come in from who knows where. Somebody said they put that on Facebook. I don't get on Facebook.
I don't get
I didn't,
those pages.
I didn't say that, but I don't.
I'd get in trouble. I'd be fighting. Horse knows his true bunch of horse. But something needs to be done.
We once upon a time had cameras out there. I don't know if we
That's in the
still.
restrooms. We're talking about putting
Yeah,
speed
it
bumps
just
out
shows
there.
around there.
Is there speed bumps? Not out there, but we talked about putting some.
No, it's no speed bumps out there.
That's something we can maybe talk about.
But meanwhile, would it make sense to you to, when you see them gathering and you know it's coming, then make a phone call to the police and say, it's coming.
So come around here and hide.
Yeah, oh, you know.
Because I've talked to some of the policemen And he said, well, because one time I called him, I called and they sent one. He just, huh?
You get
Yeah, I
dispatched?
talked to him too. And whoever came, drove through, went back up town. Next day, I went up there and I asked him, why didn't y'all do anything? He said, well, we didn't see nothing. But anyway, I kind of chewed him out.
I would just suggest,
Yeah, I'll tell him.
You don't need to come with silence, please. Just kind of keep your toe around the.
I told him, Bruce, I think that was his last name. I talked to him. I talked to him Sunday morning, but because it was all that, and then Sunday morning went out and put my trash in, and the park is right next to my backyard. If somebody parks right there, they were. And Mark said he was going to get somebody to put something up, but he hadn't done it. But anyway, what was I telling you?
I can understand. They're probably speeding on the way down there too.
But so I told him, I said, what you can do. He said, if we drive up, I said, what you can do, go to the farm center and come in back behind us and sit and listen. And when we get out there doing that, catch them.
Yeah. That's the best suggestion I had, is that, I don't know if they have the personnel that they can take somebody out to go sit and wait. I don't know, but I'm just trying to think of something.
Well, something needs to be done, because somebody's eventually gonna get hurt.
Then shoot them.
And that, well, I possibly could, but shoot the tires out anyway.
That's probably the best idea.
But something needs to be done about it, if they think they can come in and take over. So,
Hopefully we can address that.
okay, and Chad said he's got a committee or something, I might could get with them and see what they,
Not over the speeding, it was over the right of way.
yeah, over the right of way.
Yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Any more? Thank you. Anybody else who would like to address the board? Okay. We'll move on to communication from the mayor. I don't have anything except I'm hoping that we are going to have all of our minutes from all the board meetings within our packets each month. We do have the planning commission meetings. I think maybe did.
Suggest that too. Joe's in charge of that, so.
But now, this was kind of an anomaly this week because it was fall break and lots of us were out of town. So maybe next month we'll have all of that in there together. All right, reports. We have a report from city manager. Would you like to add to that, Mark?
I don't have anything to add, Mayor. If anyone's got any questions, I'll be glad to answer.
What is LGC?
Local government corporation. It's our software company that manages and all of our software for our accounting and utility billing and property tax and things of that nature. And I'm on that board of directors.
What is Tennessee American Water?
That is the private company that has made an offer before to purchase our water and wastewater systems.
Okay, what is that? See, I don't know the terms. What's an STF&E event?
I can't remember exactly what that one stands for, but that is a transportation forum that TDOT is doing through their planning division, and they have asked me to speak in that forum.
Okay, that's all I need.
Okay, yes.
Okay. Where it has that, the weekly coach meeting and that, want to thank you guys for taking care of those issues that were brought up to me as well as the residents that put theirs in. I see you guys got a lot done, and if you could relay back to the city crew, they did a fine job getting those taken care of.
Well,
Will do.
Did the events committee want to give us information?
Yeah, you want to get
Time?
that,
Yeah, the information on the events meeting is that we are wanting to, and I think we've all decided that we are gonna do the Halloween at the fire department. If y'all want to discuss that or anything, I think we're good with that one. And we also want to bring up the sound system. I think that we're gonna be able to get approved with Mark. I think he's got a grant to help us out with that one. Is that correct, Mark?
Well, we got some money from the tourism committee with the county, and I told them about a couple of things that we may use it for, and a sound system that I would use at the 4th of July, in particular, and other events as needed, was one of the things that we had talked about potentially using that money for. So yes, that is correct.
can I just add, I asked if we could speak. We would love for all of you to join us on this. The point of, it's turned into mostly an events thing. During the last couple of months, when we have all gotten so aware of the community spirit and this coming together that Micah has done to, bring all this together. And we want to feed on that and bring back best small town in the whole world. And, okay, if he's got the strength to fight what he's fighting, I've got the strength to hand out Halloween candy. And just, we want to help Mark and group and maybe take over some things that have fallen on their shoulders. Don't want to, we beg for money, but that's bad. That's not all, but and would love for anybody to participate that can in any small way. Is that kind of what you stand? We've got some great ideas in mind that, may take us a year to get them done, but a great group of people, enthusiastic, hardworking with great ideas that.
We decided after the last meeting how much we were gonna.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring it up as needed.
I'm sorry.
That has already been finally figured out with Mark's help. We've got that covered, and we're gonna be donating them $3,000 for the spaghetti supper. So we're donating enough money to pay for all the food and everything it needs to feed 1,500 people. It will be held at Chapel Hill at the Forest High School at the cafeteria. And it's gonna be, we donated enough to buy all the food for them to sell 1,500 tickets. So all 100% of the money they get in for the tickets would be going to Micah. So they don't have to spend no money on the food.
Correct.
If everybody's okay with that, Mark, we're gonna try to get that out this week. I told them, is that okay?
Yes, sir.
So we'll be writing them a check out for $3,000 to pay for all the food.
Do you have any idea when the spaghetti supper will be?
It's October 4th, isn't it?
That was last week.
24th. The last week of October is 24th.
Oh, okay.
We got too many numbers in this big head of mine.
So anybody who's willing to get together when Mark wants to deliver, whoever delivers that check and gather and go down and meet the principal and be involved in delivering that check, they can do that. I'm gonna be one of them, I hope, so.
That sounds like a great thing for as many of us that can to go, just so they'll know
But I
that.
definitely need to be this week, if that's okay, Chris, if there's a way we can get that done.
Can you let us know when?
Chris, you're gonna have to let us know when. Mark, can y'all let us know?
Yes, sir.
I don't want to go down and sit around for 2 days. So when you decide when
I just
you're
think
gonna,
we'd all, whoever can get together, we get it and we'll deliver it together. And
if
tell
you'll
them.
give us a time to
We'll
do it.
get time.
Day after 5.
Is there any other reports? Okay, if not, we'll move on to old business ordinance 2020-09, capacity fee for wastewater infrastructure, second reading. Entertain a motion for,
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
I have a motion to approve and a second. Any discussion? Would you mind calling the roll on this one?
Alderman Hill.
Yes.
Alderman Joyce.
Yes.
Alderman Morton.
Yes.
Alderman Sedlak.
Yes.
Alderman Williams.
Yes.
Alderman Falconberry.
Yes.
Motion carries. Under new business, Chapel Hill Youth Baseball and Softball discussion. Mark?
I had met with the group a couple of weeks ago, and I've talked to most of y'all about it, I think, since, and then I tried to get a message out to the ones I haven't had a chance to speak to. But I think that the group has agreed that deeding over that portion of the property that they'll be using is a good idea. And I also think that that's a good idea with the clause in there that it would revert back to the town in case they cease to exist. I think that makes everything real clean and allows them to do what they need to do with the property without going through a process of, going through a governmental process every time. And I think it allows us to simply make a contribution on an annual basis, without having to have involvement in the ongoing details of the maintenance and operation of the facility. And it would keep all the, utilities and insurance separate, although that's one of the things I think that, it would be, worthy of us looking at a contribution to help cover the cost of those things so they get up on their feet and are able to reinvest in some of their infrastructure. So having said that, if there's anyone there from that group that would, like to speak to it, I'd welcome your comments.
Pardon?
Well, I mean, I don't really, he pretty much said everything that we talked about. So I guess it's just up to you guys. We talked it over as our group and we can certainly take that and do what we need to do. So, I mean, I don't know, unless, I think we were really here just for questions for us. If there's anything that you guys have. I mean, he pretty much said exactly what the plan
If that's,
would be.
I have no problem with that if that's what.
Just for, we'll need to do an agreement. I just found out today, and I guess it's just transpired recently. We'll need to do an agreement that talks about the conveyance and any conditions and the language to be put on it. But I assume we can do that and bring it back to you next week for a formal vote. But you'll want to have something down in writing to.
And I guess the contribution he was talking about, I guess you guys coming to an amount that you feel comfortable with to help with the insurance and utilities and that type of stuff. And obviously that wouldn't kick in until the construction, until we were.
But that's not gonna hinder the progress y'all are making right now in any way, right?
No, I mean, we've been going on the engineering and surveying, we're a good bit in on all that right now. So it's just hammering out this stuff with you guys so we can completely.
So I guess it's a formality for.
Yeah, I think what I would suggest is we'll work on just a short, simple agreement to bring back to y'all next month to formalize it, to allow us to approve it. And like I said, nail down those couple of issues.
Do you have his email? Maybe I can email back and get it to him.
I know Chris does.
Okay.
Okay.
I can get it.
Okay.
All right.
So do we talk about the contribution each year, the amount of money that we came up with, or do what? to the Lord, we just don't let them come back to us, they never back there.
I don't think we would ever want to know whatever contribution we would have, I guess.
I think we need to relook at it every 5 years.
I think every 5 years, I think,
Need to relook at it every 5 years and just
Negotiate.
see what's, how good or how bad or not or are doing.
but enough to cover the electricity and
Yeah, I
utilities.
mean, we're looking, probably $15,000 or so. And I guess in talking, it sounds like that, you guys have that budgeted already towards that, so it wouldn't necessarily be an additional cost to you guys. It would just be, going to
We have maintenance budgeted that we haven't used in the past, so I don't think that it would affect our budget greatly. And the number I threw out to the board was 20,000. I think that would probably cover the things that y'all are needing to cover. And I think that would, be justifiable based on the amount of activity that y'all are going to be bringing into the town and the, the capital contribution that you're going to be bringing from outside dollars. So that would be my suggestion as a starting point. And I don't think that it would affect our budget greatly. And then, like was suggested, we could look at it on a every 5 years or so and make sure whatever adjustments needed to be made could be made.
Is that all right with?
Sounds good. Sounds great.
All right, so we'll move on to the next item on our.
And that would be put on a 5-year term, right? For every 5 years to be looked at.
We can certainly do that, yeah.
Yeah.
So we don't have to follow Horace's motion, or we canceling that motion?
It's
Just withdrawing, okay.
It's just a discussion. Right?
Well, he made a motion, that's what I'm
No,
asking.
I didn't hear that.
Okay, so it's not in the motion form, it's just up after Todd presents the paper.
Right.
And then we'll have to vote.
It'll draft.
Then we'll
the-
vote after that, okay.
The shipment of the property and everything to us, and we'll communicate via email, correct?
Right, yeah, I'll get with Mark and we'll figure out a way to communicate. I don't know what you have in terms of the legal description already or what the town has, but we can get all that nailed down between now and next month.
And I can provide anything, as far as the nonprofit stuff, anything like that you need.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
All right, we'll move on to resolution 2020-29, appoint an industrial development. I'm sorry, 2020-10, the Groves PUD overlay. I'm sorry. Would you like to speak to that? Either one?
I think everybody pretty much knows what we're doing with that. We just, we've got to get the approval.
Formality, probably. It's gone through the planning commission, Mike.
Mhm.
So,
It's gone through the planning commission to come back to you guys to go to the next, this reading and then on to the next one.
I'll make a motion.
I have a motion to approve. Do it. Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Would you like to call roll?
Alderman Sedlak,
Yes.
Alderman Morton,
Yes.
Alderman Williams,
Yes.
Alderman Falconberry.
Yes.
Okay, now we can move on to appoint the Industrial Development Board, which is another formality. We are adding Hugo Lopez to this board. There are certain, okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. There were certain stipulations. You had to reside, you had to be a voter in Chapelville. And did you have to reside? No. you
Just had to be a tax
You had to vote, be a registered voter. And so, we had to sort of rearrange things.
What happened with removing Rex? Did Rex decide to say no?
He decided to stay. Okay. Now, and the board could not be on there, is that right? I think that
Yes,
was.
no board member or employee of the town could be a member of that board.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor, let it be known by saying aye. Any opposition? We've appointed a board. Okay, let's move on to approve a contract with pyro shows for next year's 4th of July celebration.
Let's make a motion.
I'll
I have
second
a
it.
motion and
I'll
a second. Any discussion?
I would like to, if you could make it subject to a requested amendment to Article 6, the indemnification agreement, which I think is a little broader than what the town actually has the authority to do. They're wanting us to indemnify them for any damages caused wholly or in part by any unauthorized persons who have entered the security area. I don't think we can indemnify them against any losses that aren't caused by a town employee or the town's negligence. So if we could make the approval subject to that, we can mark that up and send that with the small change, and hopefully that'll be
Would you
Makes a
like-
motion to what he said.
I have a motion for
That's
the
good.
I'll
amendment
still second it.
and a second. Okay,
I'm all
any
about
other
the fireworks.
discussion?
What is the date of that?
July 2nd.
July 2nd, right?
Maybe we need
That
to
was-
enlarge it just a little bit.
One thing I looked up very carefully. Any other discussion?
It's off early into July. Correct, July.
What?
July the 2nd on what? Is that when they're gonna do it?
Right, that's what it says.
2021.
What day of
That's
the
good.
week is that?
Second
Very
day,
first, yeah.
right here.
It's July.
What day of the week is that, man? I'm sure you know.
I don't.
That's a Saturday, I believe.
Oh, perfect.
No, it's Friday.
Friday.
Yes, Friday. Yes, Friday, excuse me.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll stand for that.
Any other discussion?
Do we have to
Suspending
vote on
money for
that?
Place Kyle Road.
Alderman Hill,
Yes.
Alderman Joyce,
Yes.
Alderman Morton,
Yes.
Alderman Sedlak,
Yes.
Alderman Williams,
Yes.
Alderman Falconberry.
Yes.
Motion carries. We have a date for our fireworks. Resolution 2020-36, PEP Property Conservation Matching Grant. Mark?
Yeah, this will allow us to apply for grant funds it's through our insurance company, and we can apply for some different safety infrastructure. One of the things that we can apply for are cameras, and that's what I would like to apply for. We talked earlier about there's some need for some cameras in some other areas, and I think that would be a good use of those funds.
Any other questions?
I make a motion.
I have a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor? Suspending money? That's just
Monday
approved.
meeting, though.
Not yet. All right, all in favor, let me know by saying aye. Any opposition? Motion carries. Other business?
I think we have an audience member who wants.
Well, not audience member, I just want to make a comment real quick if I could.
Okay,
If
yeah.
if it's allowable. As y'all know, we started this new events and beautification committee. And I, from the start, just real energetic about it. And I wanted to thank Mark for coming out of the gate and hitting a big home run for us, for trying to get the sound system, and Miss Joyce for her support that she has put behind it, and Miss Dottie, and all the support that's been put behind it. I just wanted to say thank you, and I hope we don't disappoint, because I do believe it's going to be a great thing for.
And I'd like to amen that.
Yes,
That
ma'am.
Jamie would too.
I just wanted to give a little kudos out. That's all.
And we do
Yeah.
appreciate
Yeah.
everything.
I have one thing. Where I called you the other day, I did go and talk to Mr. Brooks. He would like to do something for his grand opening. He would like to have some of the aldermen come over to the grand opening and do the little ribbon cutting thing that we've discussed in a couple meetings ago.
When will that be?
The beginning of November. He's supposed to give us a solid date
Okay.
to do it. He's just been so busy, I haven't caught him in the store again.
Well,
And
Chad has
I
started
created a
on.
page, and the thing is, if it's something that's town related or something that you as aldermen feel like that we need to be supporting, send me the information.
Feed it to him.
We'll get it out on the page.
And
As soon
Jamie,
as I can catch up with Mr. Brooks.
Sure.
I'm sure he'll be calling he was talking about the radio station, come out and do a live thing out here. That's something I put a bug in his ear. I gave him your name and everything. You're the only contact I know down there anymore. But if you haven't met Mr. Brooks yet, he wants to be part of this town. He's a cookie cutter Mr. Rex. You would swear they were cut from the same pattern. He's a great guy. I don't know if anybody's been in the store lately, but it looks fantastic. He's wanting to do it, and like I said, we've talked about doing the ribbon cutting thing again, getting that started again.
Well, we've got some stuff he can do.
Okay, well, Mr. Brooks is the fellow you want to talk to.
How often is he?
He's there generally during the day, as far as I can
Oh,
tell.
every day? I thought he lives in Mississippi.
He does, but he's over here, he's putting in sweat equity.
And I guess we could go through Chris.
But, Chris is obviously our contact point. But as if you guys want to do that, by all means, I'm down. We'll get a nice ribbon. We'll do something fancy.
Absolutely.
Warm and welcome
Yes.
to town.
I want to do mowing.
I called him on opening day, and he, as busy as the man was, he stopped and gave me 15 minutes. And that was just me stopping to say hello, who I was, that type of thing. Welcome to town, and he cares. He's already heard about Micah. He's trying to find the right way to do that without looking like he's taking advantage of the situation. That's probably not the right words I want to use, but he wants to help. He just doesn't know how right now.
Oh, wonderful.
So, great guy. If you guys haven't met him, go over there and shake his hand, because he's going to be part of this community strong. I can feel it.
Like that.
That's wonderful.
I move to adjourn.
Can I add one other
So
thing?
we're not supposed to, you wanted to say something about the, we don't need to approve that because it's less than $5,000, right? So the money for him for that, we're good. So we don't need that. Any other business? Have a motion to adjourn?
I was gonna ask you something.
Oh, okay.
We had, the bridge came out that we went to the meeting with in October. They're coming back in November the 12th, sorry if I cut down. And that will go back to your committee. So if you could pass that. I also gave Mr. Falkenberry one from
I got it. I'll bring it up in our committee.
next meeting then, okay.
Yeah,
There's the one that's
I didn't
doing,
get back in time to
they're
pick it
doing
up.
a canoe delivery type
Yeah,
thing,
yeah.
free classes on the river. And Ken Russell used to be on the fire department, he was doing that, but I gave Mr. Falkenberry the outline and everything else so they can bring it to their committee.
Sounds great.
Now, what about our committee still needs to come up for some things that, what did you decide on the Christmas tree and stuff like that, Mark? Are you gonna be able to find us one? We do one
Well,
Christmas tree.
I know that Dottie and I had talked the other day about it, and the ones that she was looking at was maybe a little bit outside of what we were thinking. So I'm going to continue to look for one that is within something, some kind of reasonable expense.
Give me a chainsaw. There's enough last year. I can get us straight.
We want a big,
We can make that happen, Mr. Me and you, 6-pack with a chainsaw. I'm gonna get us straight.
And I'll sit in the chair and drink beer while
Hey,
you
you're at the airport too, so you gotta come here.
So you're saying we're going with an artificial tree? Is that
Well,
right?
that's kind of what I thought too.
Why don't we talk with
We gotta
Scott
get it.
down here and see what he can do to help us with that?
we can.
Okay. Anything else? I have a motion to adjourn. I have a second. All in favor, rise. Thank you all.
Thank you. Mark, I hope you feel better.
Thank
I
you.
don't know where I live.
I guess you're going tomorrow.
Other than vacation.
Tomorrow to,
Didn't you say tomorrow is
I read the
typically
virtual one
is,
on the email.
yes, the JEDBC meeting. It's at 8:15. And no, I probably won't be going to that in the morning. But it would be great if you could represent us there if you want to.
Where is it at?
I got an email about the location today. I'll forward to you, Mayor.
Okay, that's good. If I can get up in time.